Middle-aged musician here again, and today I want to talk about a new amplifier. It's a fairly new company, Marla Amplification, out of Asheville, North Carolina. This is their S10V. Excuse me. It seems to be pretty similar to an old tweed Princeton. So here's a little booklet, information about it comes with it. So yeah, I want to do a few things. I will demo the amp just straight in, also with a few different dirt pedals, a TS9 Heyboers, which is a big muff style pedal, and the JHS not a clon style pedal going into it. I do have it on, even though it's only 10.5 watts, I do have it on a attenuator. I demonstrate it both with the attenuator on and off in the kind of first playthrough there. Kind of show you, you can see kind of the decibel meter where it gets to. Yeah, that's it. Hopefully you like my videos, like, subscribe, all that good stuff as I continue to bring content. Thanks. Okay, let's take a look at the back, or the outside of this amp. It is pine. It is stained or, well, dyed, I guess, but it doesn't really feel like there's much of a finish on it. Kind of rough, which is cool in its own way, but I might put a polyurethane over it just to give it some protection. This back baffle is just a piece of, 5-ply or whatever, Baltic birch. I think the whole thing might be Baltic. No, that's pine. So yeah, the outside of the body's pine. Back baffles like that. One of the first things I noticed when I got it, first time I plugged it in, played it, I put the IEC cable in the back. I don't know if you can see that, but notice the amount of movement. Now, there's two reasons you get that movement. The first would be if the chassis was fairly flimsy, but this seems like it's decent quality. The other would be if it was flexing where it locks in. So one of the first things I noticed, we just have these wood screws going into the chassis through the pine. No cut washers, no inserts, threaded inserts. So over time, as you're plugging this in and out, these are going to start to wear down the pine. You're going to have to start tightening it down periodically because it's going to get loose through that wear and compression. Cup washers at a minimum would be nice here. They have them on the baffle, so I don't know why they don't have them on the top. That's a little, pardon the pun, baffling to me. It has the Mojo Tone speaker. It's soldered in. It all looks pretty secure. Everything's labeled nicely. The front panel, same thing. It's labeled nicely. It has this grill cloth. Fit and finish on the cabinet's pretty good. So right now, my only kind of two complaints. One, I wish they would have put a little bit of finish on this, but that, you know, to each their own. But the chassis mounts definitely would be something that I would grumble about. So, especially since everything else on here is pretty good. See. Okay, I took the chassis out, and you know, everything's put together well. What's it? Gonna see who the Hammond output transformer. These are probably both Hammond transformers. That looks fairly typical of a Hammond power transformer. Again, kids, I know what I'm doing with an amp. Don't do this yourself. Interesting design-wise, the amp mounts to the cabinet. These go through the cabinet into the amp and then are held with a lock nut and washer. First, I didn't realize that. I have to go find where they fell. It all fell. I think I have three nuts to find. Tube complement, JJ, and a Sovtech. Again, everything here looks pretty good, quality-wise. Getting into the guts of the amp, again, it looks pretty clean. It has a Fender-inspired amp. You have to look and see how close to an actual circuit it is. Yeah, power comes in. Got a tube rectifier. Just our power section, small tone stack, preamp coming in here. In the middle right here is our power tube. That's power section. Big resistor there, kind of tips you off as well. So, and when I say power, I mean output power. So here's your AC coming in, your rectification, tone knobs. There's two different inputs, kind of like an old Champ to sings. There's basically like an old Princeton, I guess. And then, you know, components look pretty good. It's turret board construction, hand wired, so that's all top notch. Things seem secure. I went around, he's using lock nuts. So really, at this point, the only quibble I've had has been the way the cabinet's held in, and I really think a couple of cup washers are all you need to solve that problem. So that's a look on the inside.